Okay, here we go. Looking ahead, we got a test here at the end of the week, so it's going to come up quickly. So I would suggest reviewing your quiz and possibly, if you're going to do a retake, doing your corrections if you qualify and you've done your assignments. Remember, if you got a bunch of missing work, and no retake for you, sorry. Retakes are reserved for people that earn them by trying to do their daily work and things like that. So we're on the bottom of page 19. In your notes, we are graphing linear inequalities with two variables. So that's your goal today. You're going to be able to graph them and write them. I know that a couple days ago, actually yesterday, we used some Desmos, but today I want you to go back to doing these things by hand because they're very simple graphs. And there are some things that we're doing to them that you can't do on Desmos anyway. So some quick definitions. Here's some little guidance. And this would be the things that you need to know going forward for your test. The solid line is like down here at number 1 when it has the line underneath it. Okay. It's a dash line like over here. All right, and on these first couple, we shade above when it is a greater than or equal to, and we shade below when it's less than or less than and equal to. So these over here, you can easily figure out by guessing and checking if you don't remember. But this is the one thing that out of this whole lesson you need to remember right here. Okay, so this first one here, let's just go and graph this like normal. So I'm going to quickly graph this. So we got 2x minus 1. So we come down here at negative 1. My slope is 2. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1. All right. And this is a solid line. So we're going to make a solid line like that. Okay, this is where it gets a little confusing, is what do we shade? We shade, this is a less than, so we shade anything less than the line, which is over here on this side. So what you end up doing is you shade all of this over here. And that is what it looks like. The other thing we can do is you can do a guess and a check. So if I picked a point that's very obviously over here, like, I don't know, negative 2, 4. So if I pick a point like negative 2, 4, and I plug this in, I would have 2 times negative 2 minus 1. And then my 4 would have to be less than or equal to it. So the problem is that 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, minus 4 is negative 8. Is 4 less than or equal to negative 8? No, it's not. So that would tell you that over here, nothing is shaded. But if we picked any point over here, it would be true. So I'll do that on the next one. Let's go to number 2. Y is less than negative 3x plus 2. So I come to 2. My slope is negative 3, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 over 1, down 1, 2, 3 over 1. But now this time it's a less than. It doesn't have that line below it, so it's a dashed line. So this is the new part for today. Make a dashed line when you are graphing. The reason it is dashed is because nothing on this line would be true. Because anytime you would do this, like if I let x equal 0, because that's right on the line, because we know that because of our intercept, we know that it's right on the line. So if I did 0, 2, if I plugged in 0 here, course, those cancel. And then I would have 2 is less than or equal to 2. Because I plugged in those 2 points, 0 and 2. Is 2 less than 2? No, it's not, and that's why we use a broken line. Okay, and again, this is a less than. So now the thing is, I always pick a point. So pick a point or two. The things that you shade are things that are below that line. So it's things that are less than this line would be true. So if I pick 0, 0, since it's clearly below our line, it would work. So if I did 0 less than -3 times 0 plus 2, I would get 0 is less than 2. That is true. So since that's true, that tells me that anything over here I can graph and shade. So any time I'm over here, that's always going to be true for this inequality. Anytime I'm up here, it's false. It doesn't work. And I know you guys have dealt with inequalities plenty of times over the years. Moving on. I'm going to do one of these. Just a reminder. And the reason I'm going to do this one here is because if I subtract 2x, I get -y less than -2x plus 4. But remember, if we divide by a negative, the sign flips. So I get y is greater than I guess 2x minus 4, because your signs just flip. So I go down to 4 at the negative spot, do a slope of 2. And again, in this case, it is a greater than, because this is our final answer over here. So we draw our line. It is a dotted line. And again, it's greater than. We shade things that are greater than the line. We're going to skip number 4. Horizontal lines. I'll do a couple of these real quick. So it says x is greater than 4. So I go to this line here at 4, and that's where my x equals 4, and I would make a dotted line there. And when is x greater than 4? Well, when x is 5, when x is 6, when x is 5.5, all those points over here. Then I'll do this one over here. Y is greater than, or I'm sorry, y is less than or equal to -3. So it's a solid line. And again, we're shading everything below it. Because if I picked a point, like down here, my y, it's -4 less than or equal to -3? Well, yes. Yes, it is. Skip 7 and 8. All right, I'm going to do one of these, and then you'll be doing the rest on your homework. So this is kind of where you're going to pick up. You'll notice these are kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to figure out what the slope is, but you'll notice that they kept the same slope to not confuse you, and they kept the same y-intercept. So what kind of things do we have going on this one here? Why these are shaded 2 different colors, I don't know, but really this should all just be one color. I think they did it so you could maybe see some of the numbers. But so we are shading below. All right, and in this case, we're going to say that these two up here are solid lines. And we're going to say these ones down here are dotted. Whether that's how they designed it, I don't know. So since this is solid, it's going to be this one or this one. So if you're taking your test, that's what you would be looking for. And then we are less than because it's below, so C is my correct answer. So I want you to go through and look at 11, 12, and 13 because those are important getting ready for your test. Okay, same thing here. I'm going to give you a hint that that's a solid line there. And then this one is dotted. And I want you to write it so you're doing it backwards. Just take your best guess on the slope here. It looks like it's we'll call the slope on this one 1/3. Just to help you out. And then you got some practice. So, right here you're doing your homework. Is page 23 all. And then also back here, I wanted you to finish page 21. And those are the 2 pages I want you to upload. I'm going to trust that you did these pages up here. Because that will show me, I'll see your work right here. That's it for today.